The dark side of getting older. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brianne. Well, I've been talking about this topic for a little while about the dark side of getting older. And there's a bright side to getting older too, and I've talked about that. There's a lot of wonderful things as we grow older that we have available to us that we didn't have available when we were younger. Number one, as we grow older, we should have more wisdom. And that is a wonderful, wonderful blessing to have. Often we can look back upon life and see either our mistakes or other people's mistakes and have learned from those mistakes. And so going forward with the years ahead, we are often able to navigate far better and avoid many of the mistakes we made when we were younger. And often we become mentors to other people as well. And at the same time, often we have more time to do what we want. If we plan wisely financially and we're healthy, often we can travel, go places. Often we're retired, so we're not reporting to a 9-to-5 job every day. So we have that luxury of sleeping in, going where we want, doing what we want, taking our time, being our own boss. And that can be such a blessing and such a reward as we age. But what about the dark side? You know, there are challenges as we get older. I've talked a lot about those already. I don't need to repeat those. But I did want to talk about one particular area of the dark side of getting older. And last night I was watching a video of a famous, celebrity. And they developed, they're in their 80s, and they developed a degenerative type of disease. And this person had always been extremely active, athletic type. Well, not so much athletic, but they were, just very active in their life. And now you could see that they really have dwindled down significantly. Their mind was all still there, but their body was not so much the way it used to be. And I think the dark side of getting older, when we age, as we pass a certain point and into that land of the unknown, so to speak, called old age, I think that there can be physical challenges. And that's really the dark side of getting older. There can be other areas of life that can be challenging and difficult, and I understand that. And yet the dark side of getting older is where we are really, where we have to deal with health issues. And often people think that no matter how well they have taken care of themselves, that they're not going to get sick. And I do believe in preventative measures. I think that if we take wonderful care of ourselves, often we can live a healthy, full life and deal with sicknesses at a more minimal level, and hopefully not at all. And yet there's no guarantees just because we take care of ourselves that we're not going to have to deal with something, okay? And so when I watched this video last night, what I saw in the video was that this person was really struggling. And this person had always been healthy. And I thought that is the dark side about getting older. That is the side that we don't want to think about. What happens no matter how well we take care of ourselves if we get sick? And so I think that when we reach a certain point, especially like at my age, which is, later 60s, I think that we realize that it's so important to enjoy our lives, to prepare for the future. I think when we're prepared, we do so much better than if we're not prepared. And, you can't prepare for everything, but you can have a general way of preparing financially, taking care of your body, being surrounded by people who are a support system. If you're prepared that way, it can make anything that happens, often it's a lot easier to deal with than if you don't have any money, or, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, or if your health is bad, or if you have no people around you. But when health crisis comes, it's like no other crisis that a person has to deal with. Because, you may be strong all your life, you may not have any money, you may go through difficult times, but you're strong, you know that you can make it. Then suddenly you're sick, and any little thing can seem like a mountain to have to climb over. And so that really is the dark side about getting older. I think that as we age, as we go into the 60s and 70s and 80s, sometimes these things can become more pronounced. not for everyone, but for quite a few people. Some people have more minor issues. Some people have major issues. We see friends dropping off. We can see spouses dropping off. We can see, people that were always once healthy and vital, drop off or get sick. Life does change as we get older. The dark side of getting older. People move away, or we lose people. But the big one, I think, is really when we, if someone loses their health and they're struggling with a debilitating disease, such as, the celebrity I was talking about, when people are dealing with that kind of issue, it's very, very challenging and very, very difficult. So not everybody's going to get sick, and not everybody is going to have difficult times, but the chances of it happening are far greater as we age and as we go forward than when we were younger. And so I do think that's the difficult part of aging. I do think that if we take great care of ourselves, if we do the very best we can often minimize that and minimize the effects of, sickness or disease or whatever, or we can get through it better. Okay? Well, from my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.